Welcome to another episode of The Drive brought to you by Oddschecker. My name is Andy Lack. I'm joined as always by Geoff Fienberg. Jeffrey, how we doing on this wonderful Monday afternoon of Torrey Pines week? I think an event both you and I hold very near and dear to both of our hearts.
Love Torrey Pines week, Andy, but like a lot of people, I was double hit by wide right on Sunday. Sam Burns on
Yeah.
17, and then the other one. That was a little more, fun. I'm as many people know, I live close to Buffalo, so that one like resonates even at
I'm an adopted Western New Yorker. All those guys play golf at my golf club. I'll
okay.
tell you what, Tyler Bass, I'm hitting straight into you when I see you this summer.
Hey, none of that. But yeah, so the aura from Western New York, like the cloud of sadness is covering my area and many people close to me as well. And the cloud of sadness, another runner-up for me on my final picks card, Andy. That's 3 straight silver medals, bridesmaids, whatever you want to
And
call
three
it.
straight silvers to guys that were above 150 to 1.
Yeah. Oh, maybe deeper in the season, I'd be ready to take it. But hey, I'm going to keep swinging responsibly. And I'm not falling into no long shot trap either, I tell
No,
you.
no, me neither. I think that we see a bit of a return to form from the top of the board, mainly because it's a different golf course, right? Like Torrey Pines is a very different test than the first 3 courses that we've seen to start the season. It features a much lower greens and regulation percentage. And what happens when we have a lower greens and regulation percentage? Less putting variance, more emphasis on tee to green skill. It just so happens that the best players in the world possess a lot of tee to green skill. So you look at the leaderboards at Torrey Pines, it's a lot of the best players in the world. Hopefully for my wallet this week, Jeffrey, we see a lot of that because I am going pretty heavy at the top. I don't love the odds on these guys. I'm kind of swallowing numbers that I'm not a huge fan of. I think the absence of a 7-1 Rahm in this field is not helping the Homas and Morikawas and Xanders and Cantlay. But how would you assess the top of the board this week?
If I did make a move under 20 to 1, it would be on Colin Morikawa. He
Where I
doesn't.
am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would be the bet that I would make. And there is a card construction that could get me there. But I'm not playing the Max Homa 12s and Xander and Cantley. You will see me stand for those two, Andy, as
Yeah,
I
me too.
often do, when there's like a layer above them and they're
Mhm.
flirting in that high teens 20s. That's when I can get suckered in. But when they are arguably the best players in the field, that's when I'm not really interested in backing Xander or Cantley. But it's Morikawa, it's his precision, it's how well he really has played since his win in Japan, and there was a lot trending before that, and even some nice runs in Hawaii. He checks a lot of boxes. The cream rises to the top at Torrey Pines. He would be my under 20 to 1 selection.
I'm with you. I think there's a very easy case to be made for Colin Morikawa this week. He's had a tremendous amount of success at Torrey Pines in the past. He's a West Coast guy, went to University of Cal. He's got some comfortability on Poa greens. The one thing that you typically worry about with Morikawa is his putting, and this surface is the one that you probably feel the most confident in him. So that would probably be my lane at the top as well, and in that 12 to 1 range. Although wish we were catching something a little bit closer to 16 ish on Colin. If we move down a little bit farther, Geoff, one of the things I've been saying about with Ludvig for a while now is the fact that Ludvig is getting it done on golf courses that devalue his best skill is scary stuff because we haven't actually gotten yet to a golf course that accentuates what he does best at. Now we are here. Torrey Pines is driver and long iron. And I think that this is the type of golf course that Ludvig was made for. With that being said, not a lot of success out of first timers at Torrey Pines. I don't love that he's never really seen Poa greens before. If you get going in the wrong directions on Poa greens, it's pretty easy to lose confidence. So on paper, I love this golf course for Ludvig. I just may wait until we get to Bay Hill because I think there will be more opportunities upcoming where we can play Ludvig on these types of golf courses.
Uh, yeah, there's a lot fair there. We have seen high elite players win here on their first time, like a Jon Rahm.
Mhm.
He went to Wentworth. I think the number was 25-1 at the European Tour BMW Championship. It had Rory, it had Rahm. It wasn't a course fit at all. He had a lead, I believe, going into Sunday. Now we're at a course fit. 22-1. I'm seeing at FanDuel appears to be the highest number. I think it's a totally fair number. It's a number I'm incredibly tempted to take a swing at, Andy. I promise you that. I've been circling it like a shark, but the Poa Green concern, um, that's a big one. That is something that could rear its ugly head. That is something that, as I mentioned, Jon Rahm winning here as a rookie, that wasn't something that he wasn't unfamiliar with. So
Yeah, because he had the Arizona State, Pac-12, all that stuff.
yeah,
That's true. It's a good point.
but
Um,
I'm real fascinated by this week's odd board. And it's really in this range that we're in now, that 20 to 40-1 range. Um, course history has always been important here. I wish you could get a bigger number on a guy like Jason Day. I believe I'm going to use him as my one and done. I don't know that I'm going to
okay.
get there. I adore Minwoo's iron. I mean, I adore Minwoo's driver. Does he have the irons to keep him out of trouble? We can run hot with the putter. It's embarrassing to say, but my case for betting Tony Finau is I've always believed one day he will absolutely win this golf tournament. And I've probably bet him here 4 straight years, Andy. So I got a lot of decisions to make, but it is Oberg, Minwoo, and probably Tony Finau that I have to make a decision between.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably fit all of them, those
No, I
three, and
think I
call it
might
a
want to bet
day.
Colin though. So I'm really like
Okay.
I'm
No,
betting
then
like
you're
I'm
then
betting
you're
like this is the cream rising to the top sort of event. I feel like I could get away with betting like a 12, a 20, and then something close to like 45. A little 3-man power card is my plan.
Yep, I'm doing 12, 50, 50. So I agree with that as well. Um, I will say in this range, I think that Sahith at 40 is the best
Yeah.
number. I could have easily sinned and put Sahith lower based on what we saw out of him at the Century, and he's another Pepperdine West Coast guy who finished top 5 at Torrey last year. And Keegan Bradley too. I mean, statistically, Keegan Bradley checks a ton of boxes for me this week. He finished second at Torrey last year. This has been a good golf course for him over the years. I think that quote about that Keegan said after he didn't make the Ryder Cup team about just guess that I have to win a bunch of times has stuck with me this year in the sense that I think Keegan is going to win a couple times this year because he knows that he's not in the boys club. And if he wants to make the Ryder and President's Cup teams, he just needs to win golf tournaments. And he got off to a pretty good start on that at the Sony Open this year. So mid tier, Keegan, Sahith, if I was going to go in that direction, but there's one or two guys. There's one guy at 55 I've bet, and I'm deciding between three other guys at 50 to finish out my card.
Yeah, I mean, to sort of follow up on those names, Sahith, big fan of, and it's almost like the books. I've seen as Keegan as low as 22-1, Andy,
Mm-hmm.
as high as
Yeah.
33. And it's so easy because I'm one of those suckers that could easily just, you know me, I could get sucked into the fun young names like a Minwoo, like a Oberg, and completely just look right through Keegan. But he seems to fit everything this course demands. He brings the course history. I could see that. It could be a Keegan, the boring like Keegan, Jason Day, Justin Rose card, Harris English is something I've
I'm
thought of, but it's just too boring for me, Andy. I guess I
yeah.
don't like money. I guess I don't like money because I've thought about just betting these like old yeller steady players that I believe are perfect for this place, but I don't know, can't do it.
Well, maybe I could sell you on Harris English because that's my favorite play of the week. He was my first.
Ooh,
Yeah, Harris was the first guy I bet this morning when odds opened up. I bet him at 55. I think you can still find 50s on him, maybe 45s. But
He's
I mean,
yeah, still
he
55 over at Bet365 using that odds checker grid right now, coming in as low as
yep.
40.
Yep, that's what I hit. I hit the 55 on Bet 365. Listen, Harris English, third at the US Open at Torrey Pines in 2021, fourth at the US Open at Winged Foot in 2020, which is like the East Coast companion to Torrey Pines in so many ways in terms of what it asks you strategically off the tee and the difficulty of putting inside 15 feet. For whatever reason, Harris English just seems to have a knack for this strategically homogenized architecture. He's a proven tour winner. His game is trending in the right direction based on back-to-back top 15s in Hawaii. Um, I think 55 to 1's a good number. And I don't think that if Harris English is the last man standing at the end of the day here, I certainly wouldn't be surprised for one. So he will make my betting card at 55 to 1. And I think he's a good companion to have if you decide to go in the Homa Morikawa direction at the top.
Yeah, very strong case there. And as you're reading off that resume, it's fun to look at Seb Straka's resume, Andy, and see the sort
Yeah.
of demanding courses that he has performed well at: PGA Championships, the Open, Honda. Obviously, he won the Birdie Fest and at the John Deere, but that's something that sort of had my eye as well when staring at this board. Um,
I'm
they'll tell
deciding I'm deciding between Sepp, Rose, and Hideki for my final spot. Do you have
Hideki
a
quiet, not much.
yeah?
Probably
Do you have
Sep, probably
okay, you're
Sep,
feeling
but
Sepp.
Sep Rose or Hideki. Jeez.
Isn't Jason Day, isn't Justin Rose Jason Day with better PR? Like, why is Jason Day 25 and Rose 55? They're the
I
same guy.
Yeah, I don't
They're
I
both
don't
incredible at Torrey Pines. They have the same statistical profile at this stage of their career.
I won't fight you on that. I could see that comp and think you getting double the number with the same guy there. You're almost betting into it for the exact same reasons for the most part. But even going farther down the board, when we're talking about long shots, they've been pretty rare at Torrey Pines, although we have seen them historically. Scott Stallings is one that comes to mind. We had Sam Ryder leading this thing deep into Sunday last year at probably around a 200 to 1. So it's not impossible to catch a taste. Is there anything at the back of the pack here that would tickle your fancy?
Totally. Joseph Bramlett, I think, is in the 300, 250 to 1 range. Joseph Bramlett does everything that Luke List does, right? And he actually has a little bit of a better short game than Luke List. So if you're looking for the Luke List profile to come through at Torrey once again, I think Joseph Bramlett can get you a lot of that. Um, Nick Hardy is another player that fits that Torrey Pines profile, hits the ball a long way off the tee. Great long arm player, great putter. Taylor Moore as well. Nick Hardy and Taylor Moore are the two guys that I think are really big sleepers this week based on their profile. And then I want to give a shout out to Michael Kim, who I've been
Yeah.
on all year. I think he is more than just his social media presence. He went to Torrey Pines High. Um, he was not mentioned as a San Diego guy on the website, and he took that personally, Jeffrey. Well, I will tell you this as well. I just got the media guide for Torrey Pines today. Michael Kim is on the interview schedule. It's Michael Kim, Xander, Homa, and Keegan is the interview schedule. And Michael Kim, one of these things is not like the other. It says all of their resumes, Colin Morikawa, two-time Max Homa, number 7 in the world, Keegan Bradley, major champion, 13 in the world. And then it just says Michael Kim, Torrey Pines High School graduate. So, maybe there's some good vibes in the air for Kim this week. He's coming off a 6 at the Amex. Maybe the lights are a little too bright too, right? He wouldn't be the first San Diego guy to struggle at Torrey. Took Xander a couple tries to get his sea legs under him. But I'll be following Michael Kim when I'm there. I'm there all 4 days, Jeff, and very much looking forward to it.
Yeah, speaking of San Diego guys, Marietta, California's Ricky Fowler really never could figure out Torrey Pines, at least in professional competition. I myself consider myself a San Diego guy, so I'm here for all of it. The San Diego Open, a true classic, as I guess we'll be looking for a new sponsor in a couple years, Andy. But La
Yeah.
Jolla, you enjoy yourself. It's absolutely beautiful
You
out
got
there.
any food recs for me, Jeff?
That's more like my I don't know where you're what I don't know where exactly you're going to be, but whatever you're looking for, I could run it through the chain. I'm
All
going to
right.
embarrass myself here, Andy. No, I don't want to do it. When
Mhm.
I get out there, there's just so many places that we don't get up here where I live up in Canada. Like I could just eat in and out 3 times. So, you know, I don't know. But yeah, the fish tacos, all of it. And Encinitas. I don't know where exactly you're staying. We should probably have done this off air, but hey,
We'll do it off. We'll
yeah.
take it off air another time.
San Diego Open this week for me. Quickly, Colin Morikawa. I'm gonna bet someone in the 20s, and maybe that honestly could be it for me, Andy. I'm not
Mhm.
kidding. I'm going big game hunting this week. Colin Morikawa, Ludvig Aberg. I could just have a 2-man card. I could be done. I could be done. That could be me.
Yep. It's going to be Colin. It's going to be Harris English, and it's going to be one of Hideki Rose or the septic take.
Who's the septic tank?
Sep Straka.
Okay. I like that one as a
Strokes
lot.
gained units. Think about all the units that have won at Torrey Pines in the past.
Yeah.
Rahm's a unit.
Leishman.
Leishman's a unit. Luke List is a unit. Scott Stallings, unit. I mean,
Okay. Interesting. That Harris English is a slob of meat. Okay.
All right. That'll do it from us. Thank you for listening to another episode of The Drive. Jeffrey and I will be back next week breaking down a signature event at Pebble Beach. Whew, that'll be fun. Until then, best of luck this weekend with your bets, and we will see you next time. Cheers.